Welcome back. Now, in order to start creating content, you're going to start either using the post or the page. In this case, we're going to get familiar with the editor by looking at the post interface. So to do that, we're going to go to the post area and then we're going to click Add New. And that's going to bring you to the post interface. Now you'll note that the post interface is going to look very similar to the pages interface. So if I go to the pages area and we click Add New, you're going to notice that the pages interface looks very much the same as the post interface. So we're going to go back to the post interface and click Add New. That's going to bring us back to this layout. Now, if you're already familiar with WordPress, you're going to notice the right-hand side panel is very familiar to those activities that you used to be engaged in. Creating categories, creating tags, having a featured image, having control over discussion, as well as being able to create an excerpt. Now, what's new to the interface is going to be the elements of a particular block. For example, if you'll notice that if we click inside of this first block, this area will then allow you to customize this block or area for content creation. And so every block, as well as every kind of block, is going to have its own set of elements. You'll see that this one we can change the color settings, and we can also add in additional coding. Also in this layout, you're going to notice a gear at the top, and we can click the settings button. And the settings button allows you to control whether or not you're going to see this panel where you have these document elements as well as block elements. You'll also see on the right side that there are more tools and options, and you'll see that with these three buttons. If you click those three buttons, you're going to have even more control over the view. For example, we can enable the top toolbar. We can also enable what's called spotlight mode, where we only see what we're working on. And then we can enable full screen mode, where we rid ourselves of some of the elements and only focus on, again, the page that we're working on. We can disable all of those modes. What you'll also see is that we have what's called the visual editor as well as the code editor. So for example, if we were to write in some text here, you'll notice that we're looking at this text in what's called the visual or WYSIWYG editor, which stands for what you see is what you get. We can also look at this same text as it'll appear on our site with the code editor. This will allow us to see the actual HTML behind what we've written into our block. We can decide then to toggle back to the visual editor and then again use the what you see is what you get interface. We also have tools that are based on how we use the blocks. So for example, we can do what's called manage all reusable blocks. We can use certain keyboard shortcuts. In this case, if we were to open up those keyboard shortcuts, we can then use them as we work through our editor. And this is something that you may want to keep as a reference on another page. We can also make a copy of all of our content so that we can paste it. So now that I've clicked the copy button, if I were to go to a notepad file, all I would need to do then is go to that notepad file and then paste the content that I just posted. And you'll see it there in HTML code. Now we're going to stop the video right here and we're going to pick up looking at the editor layout in another video. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I'll see you in that next video.